was a few things I did not like. Like, what was his name? Looking Glass. He explains how he doesn't like taking his mask off. Even, all the cops are good guys and they're on his side. He doesn't like taking it off in front of them. He talks about that with Agent Blake, and then before he leaves, he puts it back on because he doesn't want people to see it. But when he rats out Sister Night, right? He has his mask off the entire time. I thought that was just, kind of stupid. I also thought Dr. Manhattan's design was awful. It was literally just a guy in blue makeup. Sure, they explain why, but it doesn't make it any better. We never get to see him in his true form, because they show us plenty of times when he was in his true form, but they never show the face, because I guess they didn't have the budget or something. I also wish they would have used Red Scare more, because he seemed like kind of an important character in the first few episodes. Then he's just, kind of used as a running gag, and he makes a joke every now and then. He was a pretty cool character. He was funny. I liked him. He should have been used more. That was it. I didn't like how they kind of quoted something in, I think it was like the previous episode. It might have been in that episode. Where they're like, oh, hey, put superpowers in an egg, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. And then she's like, oh, the one egg that somehow survived her, crushing the entire egg carton on the floor. One of them somehow survived. She breaks the egg, drinks the yolk, puts her foot in the water, and the season ends. What was the point of the build-up if we're not going to see? It wasn't cool. It was just kind of stupid. And it was 1 foot. You can have 1 foot on the water without your foot, going in. Maybe if she did 2 feet. Though, I get why they didn't do that, because that would have kind of looked, a little bit ridiculous. I also thought Blake's redemption arc wasn't really earned. They just kind of tried to show her as a bad person for the first few episodes, and then later she's just a snarky, likable, relatable character. And I really don't like how she got captured. I don't like it at all. A Rorschach member comes to Crawford's funeral, says he has a bomb attached to his heart. If he dies, it's gonna blow up. She just pulls out a gun and shoots him in the head. No hesitation. Though later she talks to Crawford's husband, basically reveals that she's evil too, and she's just kind of surprised, doesn't do anything, doesn't try and get out of the chair, doesn't try and leave, doesn't pull her gun out, doesn't do anything. She pulls out a whole remote control, presses a button a bunch of times, doesn't work. She just watches her. It felt so out of character for her. As soon as she revealed she was evil, Blake would have pulled out a gun and pointed it at her. Not been like, oh, I'm surprised. You can still be surprised and pull a gun at someone. And I really didn't like her redemption arc, like I said, because we get told that she previously killed a hero. Or, well, they say taken down, but I guarantee she probably killed him, since she shot one hero in cold blood. And it's kind of hinted at that she didn't care. Because they're like, oh, how'd you know his vest was bulletproof and it would be able to save him? And she just doesn't answer. So her redemption arc later, where she's just like, hey, we're gonna arrest you for murdering people. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Plus later she, covers up Looking Glass's killings. Well, she doesn't actually get to cover it up. It doesn't even get solved. Petey finds a bunch of Rorschach dudes dead, and she's like, no, it's okay, don't call it in, even though he murdered a bunch of people, and how she's gonna show up and help him. But, she gets kidnapped, so she doesn't get to. That never gets resolved. And we never see Petey again after that scene. But she was willing to cover up those murders. Sure, they were self-defense, because the Rorschach gang is a gang, and they came with guns and shit. But he still murdered a bunch of people, and she was like, no, don't call it in. But now she suddenly cares about the 3 million deaths that she's been covering up for like 30 years, just out of nowhere. It just felt weird. She's like, people can change. Clearly you didn't. Okay. I also thought it was weird. There's one character in the series just disappears. There's a cop. He gets shot. Crawford goes and talks to the wife's. And then the whole reason Crawford even gets caught is because they're like, oh, hey, he's gonna be out of the hospital now. Then his wheels get destroyed, and he gets killed because he's a racist piece of crap. But we never see that character again. You would think if he was the whole cause of Crawford's death, because Crawford probably would have never left the house or went in that direction to go see his friend that was in the hospital. Well, why would he just disappear? He's never mentioned again after episode 2. So I guess it wasn't important, even though he's the reason Crawford dies, which is the main focus of multiple episodes. Very different show. I didn't care for it at times, but it's a really good show. It's entertaining. CGI is pretty good. Very entertaining show, but some of the decisions are very dumb.